What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's your boy Ethan.
What's up? Rampage Poker, that's what's up. We're doing vlogs, all kinds. What are we playing today, son?
I don't know. We'll see. 2-5.
Let's play big. Just let's go all in.
What do you suggest?
What we need for the vlog is we need you to put every penny you have, right, and go all in without looking at your cards. That will go viral.
That's the theme of the channel. Pretty much what I do anyway.
That's what you do.
That's pretty much essentially how I play poker.
So you're the proto.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I almost said something racist.
Woo! Oh,
thank God. But see, I filtered myself because it's 2021. I knew.
Oh, it's fine here. All right, really nice meeting you. Thank you so much. What's going on? Hey, nice seeing you. What's your name? Troy. Also Troy on the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll come in real quick. Yeah, so welcome to the channel. We're in Vegas, right outside the Win Poker Room. Ran into Daniel, and that was really cool to have him do that. That was actually unreal. Yeah, I don't even know what to say now. Welcome to the channel. We got some more ridiculous shit here. I don't know how I actually ran into him. It was really cool. That's it. That's all I got. We're gonna play some 2-5, maybe some 5-10. Like Daniel said, gotta play big, and maybe we'll just go all in blind because that's just how we play. Yeah, we're gonna hop into the game right now. We're on the waiting list. A lot of more fun Vegas videos to come, but for now, let's get into the session. Let's get to the hands. That was still so fucking cool that we ran into Daniel. All right, that's it. After getting starstruck by seeing Daniel Negreanu, we actually get called for the 5-10 game here at the Win. The good thing about it is that it's an uncapped game, so it's a lot bigger than a normal 5-10. We hop into this one for a $5,000 buy-in, and right off the bat, we look down at pocket queens in the cutoff. Always a good sight to see. I open things up to $30 when action folds to me, and only the big blind makes the call, and he has about $10,000 in his stack, so it's safe to say he covers us. 5K effective, at the flop comes King 6-7 Rainbow. He checks to me. Obviously, one card over our pair isn't great, but we're gonna c-bet $20 here. Definitely gonna bet my range in for value. He makes the call for 20. The turn is the 4 of clubs, and when he checks to me here, definitely just gonna check this one back for pot control. Don't wanna bloat up the size of the pot with a semi-marginal hand. The river is now the 6 of clubs. And here, he actually leads out for $80, and I think as played, we're just not going to be folding here with pocket queens. He's definitely good enough to be bluffing for sure, and we beat all his bluffs and definitely under-repped our hand, so we make the call and defend. He shows us ace high and pocket queens. We're gonna scoop this one first hand in. Next hand after that with king queen of hearts on the button. There is an early position open to $30, folds to me. Very playable, we're in position, they're suited. I put in a 3-bet to $100. Action folds around to this player and he makes the call. Going heads up, the flop comes ace, queen, 8, 2 clubs, and a heart. He checks to me, and overall, this is a really good board for our range. Even though we have middle pair, it definitely smashes us, and we have good equity with backdoor heart draws. So I c-bet $70, take a stab at this one and see where we're at. And luckily, he folds, so easy spot here. We'll certainly take it down. A warm welcome sight to see. We pick up pocket aces under the gun. Their hands keep getting better and better. I raise it up to $30 and action folds around to the big blind and he bails us out. He makes the call for $20 more and we've got action. The flop comes 9-9-8 Rainbow, and when he checks to us, it's a pretty good board for us, pretty static, and I c-bet $20 here, down betting. And now he decides to put in a check raise, and it's a big one to $100. It's 5x our bet, but obviously we're just not gonna fold here with pocket aces so far. We're ahead of a lot of draws, 6-7, Jack-10, sometimes even Queen-Jack can do this. I decide on a call. The turn is now a 10, so not the best card in the world. It improves 6-7 and Queen-Jack to straights, and now Jack-10 has really good equity against us. And here he decides to size up to $230, about the size of the pot. Even if we are up against a 9x holding or even a full house, with pocket aces, we're certainly still able to improve and suck out sometimes. So once again, we're not going to fold, but we definitely need to see a good river to continue. The river is a queen. Well, this certainly isn't one of them. He thinks about it, and I'm just praying for a check now at this point. But he does not after thinking things over. He sizes up to 6 black chips for $600. Now at this point, all I beat is just a total air and a total bluff, and it doesn't seem to be the case given the line that he's taken so far. So I'm out of this one, unfortunately. Always sad to fold aces, but I think in this spot it's necessary to do so. Moving on. Moving on to the next one with ace jack of clubs in the hijack. I opened it up to $30. Player in the cutoff next to act 3-bets us to 120. Action folds to me. This is a really solid player, Chris K, part of the Solve for Y team, and we're not going to fold just yet. We're going to play this one and make the call. Well, the flop comes King, Queen, 10, Rainbow. Yep, this is going to be a good flop for us. Flopping Broadway, flopping the nuts. I check. He c-bets $70, and this is just a dream spot. He covers us, so we're playing about 5,000 deep, and I'm just going to make the call for now as played. In hindsight, I think a check raise probably makes the most sense, but whatever, as played, we make the call. The turn is now the 8 of clubs, so the board just keeps getting better and better for us now with the club draw. I check with the intentions of check raising, but sadly, he checks it back. Let's go to a river, which is a 9. So 4 line out on the board, any jack makes the straight, but good thing for us, we have ace jack. So the decision here now is to either check raise or lead out, and I decided to bet out $250. Chris now announces that he has a jack and isn't gonna fold. He makes the call, and we show him. 1 jack is no good, ace jack's gonna take it down, and it seems like unfortunately, we almost won the minimum in this situation, but still happy to take down this pot. A few players get called to the main game. A few players get called to the 25-50 game. So here we're playing 4-handed and then we're in the cutoff with King 9 offsuit. I raise it up to $30 and the button makes the call. Heads up, the flop comes Jack 5, 6 to clubs and a heart. With King high and no backdoors, I check this one and he checks it back. The turn is the 9 of hearts, so pretty connected board, a lot of draws out there, and we actually have a pair. So with a pair, just throw out a small bet of $40. And he decides on making the call. Let's go to a river. The river is the 10 of clubs, so another card over our pair. We have third pair at this point, and with the front door flush getting there, I'm out of position. I'm just going to check, hoping to take it to showdown. But now he fires out a bet of $140. There's something that I've learned here, and it's that bluff catching with a club in our hand is always a good sign considering that he's polarizing, and seems like he's representing a flush, 2 pair, or nothing. Well, we have the king of clubs, so blocks some flushes, some straights, and him not betting the flop leads us to believe that he doesn't have a flush here. So ultimately, just bluff catching here, hoping he has a whole lot of nothing. We make the call, and he mucks his hands and says that it was a good call. So don't have to show this one, but still getting chips pushed our way. Nice to make this one. We're still playing 4-handed in the spot, and with 9-5 of clubs on the big blind, there is a button open to 30. Small blind folds, and considering it's suited for $20 more, we defend it and make the call. The flop comes 9, 8, 5, 2 diamonds in the club, so pretty much a dream flop for us. I check here, and he throws out a bet of $40. I have a very disguised 2 pair, and I don't really want to blow him off his pot right now, so I just make the call and see a turn. The turn is the 3 of spades, total brick, and for a second time, I check. He now sizes up to $150. Well, it's a really large bet, and there's a few river cards that we don't want to see. So we're out of position and definitely can check raise sometimes, but I think now we're just in a bluff catching spot with, even though we have 2 pair. I make the call and we're off to see a river. The river is the king of hearts. It's essentially another brick on this board, and I check, assuming he's gonna bet here with a polarized line, and he now announces a bet of $700. We have 2 pair, we're not folding. I think raising is a little bit of an overplay, so I snap it off, make the call, and we see bad news. He wasn't bluffing at all. He just had pocket 9s for top set. Pretty tough cooler this spot, flopping top sets versus 2 pair. He takes it down. Pretty large pot so far early on. After running into that cooler, we pick up Queen Jack of diamond under the gun, hoping to rebound from that. I open it up to 30. The low jack 3 bets to $100. Action folds to me. Queen Jack, very playable. I'm not going to go anywhere at all. We're out of position though, but still, we're making the call. The flop comes deuce, deuce, 3 rainbow with 1 diamond. I'm going to check here with a whole lot of nothing, and he decides to check it back. The turn is now the ace of diamonds, and we've improved to the queen high flush draw, and I think sometimes we can bet out here, but considering he checked back flop, there's a lot of ace X's he can be doing this with, so I'm just going to check this one to him. He does oblige with a bet of 120, and we have 2 decisions. Folding, certainly not one of them. We can make the call or check raise sometimes, and I think this is a good candidate to check raise since we do need to have some bluffs in there, so I go for it. Check raise to a sizing of $400. We do block some good aces like ace queen and ace jack, but he makes the call fairly quickly for $400. We've got to improve. The river is the 9 of diamonds. So obviously, this is why we check raise as a bluff, because we know we're going to get there with the flush. I assume most pair of aces can make a sizable call. So I size up to $800, assuming that a lot of strong ace X's are going to be calling this bet. And he does some speech play, trying to get a read out of me, but I do my best to not react and stare at the board with a straight face here. And he goes deep into the tank for about a minute or two now, staring into my soul. Ultimately, after a while, he ends up folding. Not great to see here. Guess he read into my soul and made a good fold. I saw him later on after this session, and he told us he had ace queen. So unfortunate there, but good fold, sir. Unfortunate we couldn't get more money out of this hand. Shipping up a little bit here with 10-9 of hearts. We're in middle position, and I raise it up to $30. We get the small blind and big blind to call. So 3 ways the flop comes, 8-8-4 rainbow. Action checks to me, and with 10 high in a dream, just gonna check this one back in position and see a turn. The turn is the 4 of hearts. It checks to me for a second time with a double paired board. We do have a flush draw. I just size really small to $30. See if anyone has a full house if they raise, or if they have ace high. Only the big blind makes the call here, so we're gonna see what happens on the river. When the river comes the deuce of hearts, he checks for a third time, and I think sometimes we're gonna try to target some ace high hero calls. So I decide on an overbet to $200. Like I said, hoping an ace high can make the call for a chop potentially, and we're just gonna fold to any raise. Well, the plan goes out the window when he puts in a check raise to 400 total. Little frustrating, little unfortunate. We're facing a min raise, and for this price, I'm just a little too stubborn to fold my flush. I make the call, crying call here, and he does show us a full house with 3-4 offsuit. Unfortunate here. We're just a little too stubborn to fold. For the last interesting hand of the session, this is a fun one as we play an 8-way bomb pot to pay for time. 8 ways, everyone puts 30 in the middle, and we actually look down at ace-king offsuit in the small blind. Unfortunate to have a premium go 8 ways, but when the flop comes king 6-4 2 hearts, we're first to act. We have top pair, top kicker. We do have the ace of hearts blocking the nut flush draw. So I decided to throw out a bet of $20, almost into the abyss. We don't know what any player can have, but top is okay for now. Action folds to the hijack, who decides 200 is a good price to call. Next to act in the cutoff, makes the call. And then onto the button, who decides that 200 is also good enough to call as well. Looks like we've got a pretty big pot brewing here. Seems like we have to tread cautiously. But when the turn comes in ace, well, we went from trying to tread cautiously multi-way to wanting to put more money in the middle. Assuming that top 2 pair is good here since we didn't face a raise on the flop, I'm confident we're ahead, and I decided to size smaller here to $400, where it shouldn't be too afraid of draw since we do block the nut flush draw. And with this $400 bet, the hijack calls, the cutoff thinks about it for a while, looks like he's gonna rip his whole stack in there, but ultimately folds. Then onto the button, who thinks 400 is, once again, another good enough price to continue. So still going 3 ways to a river, big pot brewing. The river is a queen. So all things considered, this run out looks pretty clean for us, and with top 2 pair, still confident we're ahead. Now it's figuring out how large of a sizing we want to bet and try to get value from all worst 2 pairs. I think 900 is a good price, but unfortunately, both of the players snap fold, thought that they were on some sort of value hand, but they both said they were on draws and missed. So regardless, I'm still happy to take down this really large pot to climb out of the hole. So wrapping things up, all I can say is that this Vegas trip off to an incredible start right now. First off, walking into the Win Poker Room, we meet Daniel Negreanu, got a little cameo from him, so that was amazing. Big thank you to him for that. And then we play the 510 uncapped, bought it for 5,000. Played for about 3 hours, give or take. The game was pretty good actually, but just getting hungry. That bomb pot went our way, luckily. We probably could have gotten more potentially if I bet bigger on the turn, but whatever. Not gonna get too greedy. We're in for the game for 5,000, out of the game for 59.85. So really good start to this Vegas trip. The goal is to climb out of this 10K punt rebuild before the end of July, or before this Vegas trip is over, because then after that I'm gonna head to Austin and then redeem myself in the 5-5 game. But yeah, so far this Vegas trip was amazing. First stop at the Win, always a good time. This actually might be my favorite poker room here in Vegas, but who knows? We're gonna check out other places. We might go to the Aria in the next video, pop into the 2.5 or 5.10 there. We're trying to mix up bigger stakes, so more 5.10, some 10.20s if they ever run. We'll go from there, but obviously great start to the Vegas trip. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, hitting that like button would always mean a lot, helps the channel grow, and subscribe if you're new, because we're on the road to 100K subscribers. So thank you so much for the support. Thanks for watching this video. See you guys next time. Peace.